just know you're going to enjoy this. So I just have to press play. I want you to get you, if you got you some snacks, we know you probably do. I want you to just get a gander of this uh, engagement dialogue. Okay. All right, let's go, girl.
Concerns over your alleged relationships with Somali fraudsters who have since been charged and convicted of federal crimes. I'm sure you are aware that over 90% of the defendants charged in the Feeding Our Future fraud case are of Somali descent. In fact, you have personal knowledge of these people. There's a 54-minute audio tape of your meeting with these criminals in December of 2021. And during your meeting, they complained to you about increased scrutiny of their nonprofits, and you told them, quote, "Of course I'm here to help," end quote. It's on the internet. Anyone can listen to you say that. Since then, you claim you were not aware of their crimes in the $250 million Feeding Our Future scheme, the largest pandemic fraud case in the nation. But just weeks after your December 2021 meeting, the FBI executed search warrants that you never would have requested in the Feeding Our Future fraud investigation. Now let's fast forward to September of 2022, 10 months after you met with the Somali fraudsters. Your office issued a press release stating, quote, "Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison and his office have been deeply involved for 2 years in holding Feeding Our Future accountable," end quote. So according to your office, sir, you have been deeply involved in the Feeding Our Future case since September of 2020. That actually sounds like you are saying that at the time of your infamous meeting with the Somali fraudsters, you were already aware of the allegations of fraud. When you had this meeting in December 2021, did you know, sir, about the long-running FBI investigation into Feeding Our Future? Yes or no?
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Representative Emmer.
Reclaiming my time. When did you personally become aware of the FBI investigation? That's all I'm asking.
Representative Emmer, as you know, I have addressed this issue many times.
All right. Reclaiming my time. In that same meeting with the fraudsters, Mr. Attorney General, you took aim at the Minnesota Department of Education. You stated that the Minnesota Department of Education had fought the nonprofit in very disgusting ways, in a very racist, xenophobic, and Islamophobic manner. You actually asked for the names of all these folks who are just hung up and offered to call the Minnesota Department of Education to, quote, demand some explanations. We now know that when you made these comments, the Biden DOJ was working with the Minnesota Department of Education and that their work exposed the massive fraud ring. Pretty bad look for you, sir. Either you were oblivious to what was going on under your nose, or worse, you were trying to obstruct the work of the Minnesota Department of Education. So I can see the time is getting short. Mr. Chairman, we are left with two questions. One, what did Governor Walz and Keith Ellison know about the fraud? And two, when did they actually know it? I would suggest that if they do not give direct and truthful answers to both these questions at this hearing, then they both need to be put under oath in a deposition. This is a serious thing, Mr. Attorney General. You are the only one who thinks protecting taxpayer dollars is political. Mr. Ellison, my concern is that you actively obstructed this investigation in exchange for campaign donations, a quid pro quo. If these concerns are proven to be true, you should be disbarred and you should go to jail. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back.
Whew. What you think, Stag? You're on mute.
So this is another thing that I had reported on before all of this. I've reported on a Feeding Our Future scandal when they were first indicted, I want to say in 2024, I want to say. And it had come out that, because remember, I kept saying that he got $10,000 for his campaign.
Mm-hmm.
There was a videotape because the guy who was being indicted was wearing a wire, and he was telling them that, they didn't have to worry about pretty much anything happening to them. It's going to make sure that, nobody was investigated them or whatever. So it's a little late for that because the tape is out there. We heard it. We heard you, right? We heard you. And also, I think that they about to go to jail.
You about to go to jail.
They
You
about to
about
go
to
to jail.
go to jail.
Hey, what's that song? They taking you to jail. They taking you to prison where you be locked up.
Oh Lord, Lord, Lord. He gonna be talking about I'm locked up.
They won't let me out. So him, Waltz, Ilha, all of them, and it's funny because I'm seeing whole state governments involved in some kind of a fraud and
Mm-hmm.
corruption and going. I'm talking about from the governor on down, and it's crazy. So speaking of that fraud, let me tell you the thing that I had that was a surprise for you.
What?
So Just the News was doing FOIA requests to get the communications of Fani Willis's office and the White House and the J6 committee. She
Mm-hmm.
fought the release. She refused to turn over those documents. And so they sued to get them and they got them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when she was in that hearing when she had on her little white fur and
Girl,
she
yeah.
was saying that
Mm.
she had to start charging for the FOIA request because people were abusing it?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was, right? Okay, so what they found out was that in these communications, because these are emails,
Mm-hmm.
Nathan Wade. So Joe Biden has said. You remember when Joe Biden said we'll just have to demonstrate that that we will not let Trump take power ever again.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. After that, when Trump announced that he was going to run, the day after he announced that he was going to run, Nathan Wade was on the phone with the White House for 8 hours.
Mm-hmm. I saw that
And
song.
then, they found out because they also, that lieutenant governor, he announced all of the things. He said that Fani Willis's office conspired with the White House, the DOJ, and the January 6th committee to bring lawfare against Donald Trump to keep him from being able to, run
Mm-hmm.
an effective campaign, basically. And also, in exchange, in these communications, they found out. Remember the lady who testified when Fannie Willis had on the pink dress, right? And that whole thing. The lady who had worked in the office who had said that they were abusing
Mm-hmm.
grants. Okay, in these communications, they found out that the White House told her to apply for a certain grant for $2 billion. And then when she applied for it, then they made it a no compete grant. So that's how they paid her to do this through a grant. So we paid for her to
To
go
see
after Trump
to go
with
after
tax
President
dollars.
Trump.
And yep. And so that was why they didn't spend that money the way it was supposed